1607 Jamestown. Scene 1. The London Virginia Company send out 3 ships to start their first attempt at settlement of southern Virginia, New York. The leader is Captain Christopher Newport from Tower Hill, London, on the Susan Constant. The others are Captain Bartholomew Gosnold on the Godspeed and Captain John Ratcliffe in command of the Discovery. They leave mid-January and weeks later make landfall at a place they name Cape Henry, Chesapeake Bay, on April the 26th. A landing party led by Gabriel Archer is attacked, and he is shot by arrows through both hands. Scene 2, 14th of May. Newport opens up the box that they have brought with them that contains papers naming the leaders of the expedition and confirming their duties. They also agree on the site of their new town, Jamestown, and prepare a brushwood defence palisade. 200 Indians attack them and are only driven off by cannon fire. Scene 3, June the 22nd. To obtain fresh supplies, Newport leaves for England, taking Constant and Godspeed. He arrives at Plymouth on July the 29th and writes and sends a favourable report to Sir Robert Cecil at Hatfield House in Hertfordshire. Sir Robert is one of the principal promoters of the London Virginia Company. Scene 4, August. Many at Jamestown die through sickness and malnutrition, including Gosnold. In an attempt to find meat and supplies of corn for the starving men, Captain John Smith in December goes inland, up the Chickahominy River. Later he leaves the barge and 5 men and journeys on with 2 of his men and 2 Indian guides in their canoe. Finally, he explores on foot with 1 Indian guide. Meanwhile, Indians out hunting catch one of the barge party, skin him using mussel shells, then roast him alive. Next, with bows and arrows, they kill his companions at the barge, and later the men guarding the canoe. Scene 5. Smith and his guide are captured alive after a desperate fight, and brought before Chief Powhatan. On January the 5th, 1608, the Indians decide to club Smith to death, but his life is spared when Powhatan's 12-year-old daughter Pocahontas pleads with her father to spare him. Powhatan lives to regret his mercy. This panel was stitched by the Bideford New World Tapestry team led by Mary Rogers. The first stitch was made on the 21st of February 1989 in the council offices at Bideford by Vance Wingfield, a direct descendant of Edward Maria Wingfield, who is shown at the top of scene 2, one of the 5 leaders gathered to open the box, revealing who was to be in charge of the colony at Jamestown and other offices. The last stitches were sewn by the Bideford team themselves on the 27th of June 1991. You'll find there is something different about the heraldry shields that I've portrayed on this panel, which you'll twig by looking first at the right-hand end of the top row. Got it? Good, because the object that you're looking at is in reality a cloak. Yes, a cloak. And it was worn by Chief Powhatan, the Native American who captured John Smith, as depicted in scene 5, as I've mentioned already. However, what is fascinating is the fact that it still exists, and you'll find it in the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford. What you'll be surprised about, as I was when I viewed it for the first time, is how massive it is. You could wrap up about 4 people in it, let alone 1, which is why many people question as to whether it really was a cloak. I'd be interested to have your opinion. For this panel's herbal remedy, I've turned to the primrose. In the Middle Ages, a concoction made from primroses, was used as a remedy for gout and rheumatism. Its flowers also were employed in preparing love potions. As a young man, I used to see a lot of primroses on the banks of lanes in Devon when I lived there, but they didn't do much good for my love life, for it was and is illegal to pick them. Hey-ho.